Is it worthwhile to talk to children about freedom, state, and co-responsibility? When should we raise these topics? How should we go about it, and what is the point? POLIN Museum invites you to a unique exhibition addressed to both children and adults, which provides a space for intergenerational dialogue and individual discoveries. It is aimed to commemorate the centenary of Poland regaining independence. On that occasion, we recall the toils and challenges involved in rebuilding a state, as well as the remarkable figure of Janusz Korczak, a pedagogue and social activist, forerunner of children's rights. Above all, we invite you to dive into a fantastic world of the novel King Mat I, and to join in the fun among a fairy tale-like setting. We start touring the exhibition from the section devoted to history. Here we tell the children what happened 100 years ago using their own language. Original photos, pictures and objects, as well as their replicas, are accompanied by an animated movie which evokes the end of World War I and creating the new map of Europe, building new states, including Poland, and the challenges faced by the Poles. Janusz Korczak, medical doctor and educator, lived and worked in these turbulent times. He wrote the novel King Mat I in order to explain to children the mechanisms of yielding power and the labour and responsibility involved in governing a state. Following this short introduction, the visitors literally enter the book King Mat I. This section of the exposition has been decorated with amazing illustrations by Iwona Chmielewska. The novel's protagonist is a 10-year-old boy who takes to the throne after his father the king dies. Mat strives to understand what governing is all about. The boy experiments. He takes advice from his aides and from other kings. He gets into conflict with his ministers. He acts as a tyrant at times and forces others to fulfill his orders. He gradually finds out what reforms are about and how democracy works, a system in which decisions are taken by all. Mat decides to organize his state in this way. He encourages his subjects to partake in governing and builds a parliament where the decisions are to be taken. Soon it transpires that reaching decisions is not all that easy. Each person wants something else. They all get into a conflict and chaos ensues. Mat realizes that people find it difficult to agree on various matters, and that governing involves a huge effort. Having left the labyrinth of the novel, our visitors enter an open space of fun and games. We invite both children and adults to experiment, to debate and to seek their own answers to universal questions. What is a community, a society, a state? How do people manage to agree and reach joint decisions? What are democratic elections about? And finally, what are the rights of people, citizens, children? We do not provide ready-made answers to these questions. Instead, we suggest focusing on experience and reflection. For example, by looking at ourselves in comparison to different groups, we might reflect upon what are the values that bring people together, and realize that they might be poles apart. For some, it's hobbies, for others, profession, for others, still a generational bond, religion, or love towards a state or town. This interactive space also features historical material that introduces us into the world of interwar Poland and presents the life and work of Janusz Korczak. It also features original objects, everyday items often related to fulfilling different functions or defining social groups we belong to. At the end, we give the floor to children and ask them who looks after the state. The last section of the exhibition is dedicated to a project by Iza Rutkowska, artist who combines art with social activism. Children participating in the project were introduced to 8 adults, each performing a different profession. Over the course of several meetings, the children pondered whether their jobs were important, and if so, why. Next, they searched for analogies in the animal kingdom and compared each of the 8 adults to an animal. The costumes then produced by the artist are an attempt at presenting children's perception of our daily affairs. The new POLIN Museum temporary exhibition does not offer ready answers. Instead, it provokes its visitors to ponder over the past and the reality we live in. We hope it will allow you to spend quality time with your children, in line with Janusz Korczak's words. When I play or talk to children, the two equally mature moments of our lives are intertwined.